After lying to my wife, I hate her. I hated my mom. I hated my dad, and I hated my best friend. It was amazing. The only four people that loved me unconditionally were telling me the truth.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Gym Break Podcast. I am Zach Coleman, and we have a special guest with us today, Dave Meltzer. Dave, I think a lot of people already know you that are going to be watching this cast, so why don't you give everyone a little bit of an idea of who you are, and then we can just kind of get into it.
Well, I love that. And despite what people think, everyone on earth has more people that don't know them that do. So I love the opportunity to give a simple background on who I am. And my story is about three worlds. One, the world of not enough, where I was born, single mom, 6 kids, working 2 jobs, packing my dinner in a paper bag. And that's where that scarce mentality of my life was established, because I truly believed that I was extremely happy, but for one reason. That's because I didn't have money. And so I had a beautiful family, lots of siblings, lots of love, extreme health. I mean, my grandparents, all 4 of them lived into the 90s. But all the shit in my life was relative to my insecurity financially. And so I made that the priority. And when I made it a priority, I learned to enjoy the consistent, everyday, persistent, without quit pursuit of my potential to make a lot of money. Now, every decision I had was based off of how much money it was going to pay me, including when I got out of law school. I took the higher paying job in the internet, and not to be a real lawyer. My mom actually made me take the bar because she thought the internet was a fad. And I took it because it had a higher pay scale. And I was right. By the time 1995 rolled around, we sold for $3.4 billion to Thomson Reuters. And the sad thing was, when I moved from the world of not enough, where I was a victim because I didn't make enough money, I now entered a world that I thought was abundance. It was a world where the more you give, the more you receive. I was a great negotiator, trader, and everything I did actually confirmed the terrible lesson that money buys love and happiness, because I had still the health and the family and all the love in the world, all the things that I didn't value. And now I had money. And so I was super happy. But sooner or later, when you don't prioritize the non-negotiables of health, family, faith, all the things that were part and parcel of my life were depreciated, I ended up losing everything. Not just losing over $100 million and going bankrupt, but I lost the people that loved me. I remember sitting 2 years before I lost everything, telling myself, after lying to my wife, I hate her, I hated my mom, I hated my dad, and I hated my best friend. It was amazing. The only 4 people that loved me unconditionally were telling me the truth, that I was lost, that I needed to change, I was going to end up dead. All of them said so, and I hated them for it, for telling me the truth. And that's when I've learned this world of more than enough, of abundance. And over the last, after losing everything, the last 18 years, 2008 till today, 16 years, 18 years since that day when I hated everyone, I've been on a journey to empower other people to make a lot of money for the sake of helping a lot of people and having a lot of fun, being happy. And I'm on that mission via media and business development and relationship capital to empower others, to over 1 billion people, to do this. And coming on these interviews with you, Zach, is exactly how I do it. It's experiential business development and post-production content that's going to get me to my mission of empowering 1,000 people like Zach to empower 1,000 to empower 1,000.
Funny you say that, because I see a huge correlation, and I know you probably work with a lot of startups. You probably work with a lot of people that just start out in business. But I've seen this huge correlation, and for you, it happened during your bankruptcy, or not bankruptcy, but when you lost it all. You know, I see it in this correlation of business around the mark of 500K. And it depends on which business you're in, of course. You're going to have different value of death periods, but where you start realizing that scarcity of money is kind of no longer needed. You need something else to drive you. You start realizing all of those relationships that you kind of pushed away to try to make it big. And then you're like, wait a minute, money is not really a huge thing for me anymore. It is. You always want to make money. You have to worry about top line. But do you have anything to say within your experience on people that are in that shoe, where they're kind of at that point of where they've either lost their purpose or their vision, either be a sport, either be a business where they're kind of at a growth stage? And how can you help them bring that motivation back?
Well, it's interesting because practice. And so I create a value-based 5 daily practice methodology in order to effectuate the application of why. Too many people are searching for the why instead of applying their why. And so it's a paradigm shift of I am versus this is what I want people to think I am. And one of the questions that helps to determine what do I want today in the context of what's actually happening today, the circumstances of today, by learning from the past in the divine direction and divine time of where I think I want to be in the future. And within this correlation of what I want is also who I can help and who can help me, which is the fastest way to get to where we want to be, is to find someone that's already there and help people get to where they want to be. And then utilizing time to effectuate non-negotiable behavior and negotiable behavior. Non-negotiable behavior is the commitment to do something every single day, 7 days a week. Negotiable behavior is the variant behavior that makes it palatable to be counter human nature, to be counterintuitive, and to actually do things every day. I encourage people to say thank you every day. It's absolutely free, Zach, to say thank you. It takes 0.1 seconds. And yet it took me 9 months before I remembered to say thank you for 30 straight days. And so if you can't even take something that's proven to impact everyone's life on earth to the positive, that's free, takes 0.1 seconds, how hard do you think it is to give a minimum of an hour a day to your family or your health or your finance or your faith or your relationships? How hard do you think that is? If you can't even, go ahead, try it, man. I would tell people all the time, by tonight, half of the people that are shaking their head yes, like you are going to forget to say thank you. By tomorrow morning, another half will forget. And within 3 days, almost all of us will forget to say thank you, even though all of us are shaking our heads right now like a jury. Oh yeah, gratitude's amazing. It's the best and easiest, fastest and cheapest, inexpensive way to change our life. It has the most impact per second than anything else we can do. But yet we're so incapable of doing it. So for me, understanding the what, the who, the how, prioritization is the antidote to procrastination and feeling overwhelmed, which then when we prioritize our day, then we're able to apply our why. And one question leads us there, and I said it earlier, no matter how much you have in the bank, for me, it was $2 million. When I lost everything, I lost over $100 million. Bob Proctor, my mentor, said, Dave, I want you to put $2 million in the bank, because once that's in the bank, money's going to mean nothing to you. And you'll ask yourself, for the sake of what am I doing this? And when you start and are relaxed enough in abundance to say, for the sake of what am I working out today, making that a priority? For the sake of what am I volunteering today? For the sake of what am I making my next $1 million? Your life changes. But you can't ask yourself if you're still in scarcity. I believe, just like you stated, there's an amount of money that takes you out of scarcity. The biggest mistake that people make is they stop asking for the sake of what when they get out of scarcity and have financial security.
I think that's the answer right there. I think that's what you're saying. I mean, I've gone through, I've gone through it too. I mean, not to the level of 2 million. I mean, I have almost 1 million. I'm close to 1 million net worth right now. And my biggest situation was my family was in debt. So growing up, I mean, I started out with like a 300 credit score, right? And so I was like, save, instead of really understanding how I needed to grow a business, right? Now I'm at a point in the business where I'm like, all right, I need to find that what, right? Like it's more important to find that vision now, because that money is no longer, I mean, yeah, I could retire right now, and spend time with my family all day, but then I know that my purpose is going to be, somewhat out the window. So trying to find that sync of your personal life with your business life, kind of letting them know that they can kind of be the same thing. I love these interviews. I love it. Yesterday we had to go buy a new TV because my children, I have 3 young ones, broke our TV. It was just big. We had, of course, I go big, right? So I just got a 75-inch. I go there, pick it up myself because I'm the only one that can fit it in the car. This nice older man was walking with his wife going into the store, and he's like, can I help you put that in your car? He did. I really wanted to pay it forward. So I'm like, what can I do to help you? I really do appreciate you. And it was like, it made my day. It like made my day. It's like, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, is to be able to meet and help people like this.
It's exactly right. And let me explain why. I'm a very pragmatic person, although extremely spiritual. That's where I've come up with, the ferocious Buddha mentality of being ferocious every day. Here's what most people don't understand. Number one, it's not the more we give, the more we receive, although that's true. But there's an understanding of how that works. And the first thing is, if you give more, you'll be given more. And so what we need to do, like the old man that helped you, is elevate our awareness to all that we're given. And he was given an opportunity to provide value to himself and to you and to anybody that witnessed it. See, you don't even realize the three people around that made their day watching it going, oh my God, that is so, and inspired them to do the same thing. See, the more you give, the more you're given. And then most people don't feel worthy of receiving. Now, I promise you, most likely that if you were strong enough or had long enough arms, in the case of a 75-inch TV, to put it in the car by yourself, you would have said, thank you, but no, I got it. This is what people do. They don't feel worthy of receiving, but they're cheating the old man and they're cheating the witnesses, even if you were capable of putting the thing in the car yourself. And so we need to elevate not only all that we're given, but all that we receive and feel worthy of it to provide value. And then instituting what I believe is a confirmation of faith that there's more than enough of everything. You see, I believe in an abundant, omniscient, all-powerful, all-knowing system that we live in that has more than enough of everything. And it's just not rhetoric. And how I prove that I believe there's more than enough of everything is because I confirm it every day by asking for help. So when I'm carrying or trying to get the 75-inch TV, I'm turning to people and saying, hey, can anybody help me? Because I don't want to deny you and the witnesses the opportunity to provide value to all of us. So the math that usually occurs, especially in single moms, teachers, United States veterans, our first responders, usually the kindest and nicest people are teachers, the kindest and nicest people out there. What happens is they give more and either they're not aware or they don't feel worthy or they don't ask. And so they constantly give more and only get back less. You realize that that is a zero-sum game, meaning if you give more and you don't take equal to or greater than back, you're going to end up at zero. And then what good are you? So what I want people to realize is give more, be given more, receive more, and then ask for more than more. Then you'll have more than more. You'll be given more than more. You'll receive more than more. And then you could ask for more than more. So when I'm 80 years old, although I was born into an energetic and genetic giving experience like my teacher mom who worked 2 jobs and filled up turnstiles and with greeting cards just so we could eat. And when we were on food stamps, utilized the food stamps to buy pencils for her 2nd grade class added in to the food. Instead of living in a goddamn zero-sum game of a world of not enough or just enough, I'm living my life and empowering other people for the sake of living in abundance, to know that when you give more, you're given more. You can ask for more than more and continue the flow that's infinite and abundant, not a zero-sum game. So when I'm 80 years old, where most kind people end up with nothing, I'm going to end up with more than enough of everything for everyone.
I love that, man. I love that speech. It kind of goes into a little bit. Just to put it out there, I'm doing a TEDx in about 2 weeks. And a lot of what I talk about is on what you're talking about right now, my 3 C's of connection, confidence, and contribution. And I think that those are the pillars of a great brand. I mean, I think that at the end of the day, we see so many people now with the digital age just say, hey, it's getting so transactional that it's like, hey, we need to take a step back, like give, receive, work with people, be face-to-face with people, help people, because that's what we're all here for at the end of the day, right?
In the branding concept, right? I've been in marketing and branding for 35 years. I ran the most notable sports agency at a global sports marketing company with Warren Moon. The movie Jerry Maguire was made about our firm. There's other C's, coordination, collaboration. And the biggest C for me that's applicable to branding is the purpose of my brand, which is community. You see, I'm building a community, not a brand. I'm building a community of people that want to help each other and know people that can help each other. I know that a community of people that help each other and knows people that can help each other, they buy from each other and sell for each other for life. Talk about branding. So We, as individuals, those no-name individuals that Zach Coleman and David Meltzer are, for the first time have access to 7.6 billion people to join our community via branding and marketing. And being able to understand that the bigger the stages and the bigger the people that are on our stages and collaborate and coordinate with us, the greater access we have to the total addressable community of 7.6 billion people, so that we can come on interviews and I can be complimented and flattered and fed up to my ego that, well, I'm sure everybody knows your story. Let's be honest, they don't. They don't know Kim Kardashian's story. They don't know The Rock's story, because 100 million people is a speck on the needle of the entire addressable community. So what we want to do is get to our essence in branding of our own skills, knowledge, and desire, tell stories to teach the lessons that are true to ourselves, our essence, and that's going to resonate with more and more people in the total addressable community, and acknowledge that 10% of the people are going to love us no matter what. 10% of the people are going to hate us no matter what. And through repetition, more and more of the 80% are going to love us as well as hate us, but more and more will love us, and our communities will grow in our essence. It'll resonate with them more and more. And hopefully, for the sake of changing the world, so that more people make more money, help more people, and have more fun with their lives, because I've never met anyone that do those three things and aren't happy, that all of us will share in that experience of abundance. And it's shows like these that are so important to me in order to facilitate the branding, the marketing, the messaging, all the C's that you, commitment and confidence, coordination, collaboration, and community, and I know maybe commitment or consistency, some of the other C's, for some reason, those C's are very powerful words to put us at ease and identify what puts us at dis-ease.
Yeah, and hint, it actually, those three C's actually are what I call form a community brand. So you hit it right on the head. So it's actually kind of funny you say that. Well, you know, I know we're running short of time here, so I want to thank you again for jumping on this podcast, video cast. And I would love to know where people can find you.
I'm glad that you asked, because for your community, reiteration needed in community, but I would love to sign my book, send it, pay for shipping, pay for the book for anyone in your community that reaches out to me. And so I wrote a book called Connected to Goodness, which is aligned with this conversation. And I would love to provide for free. I'll pay for the book shipping. I'll sign it if you want. Just email me directly, david@dmeltzer.com. Hopefully you'll put that in the notes, david@dmeltzer.com. I'll be happy to send that to you and be of service of value any other way I can. But I really appreciate the opportunity to share with you. Let's do more. I got tons of other shows. I'd love to return the favor and be able to explore more of your knowledge and your skills and your desire as far as changing the world along with me and building that community of people that want to help each other and know people that can help each other.
Of course. I look forward to that. And again, thanks for coming on another episode of the Gym Break podcast, and we will be talking soon.